Recently, NNPC Limited showed us that they have uncovered an oil bunkering facility that has been stealing our oil and money for over 9 years without any trouble. Services in Nigeria. These oil thieves are having a field day, stealing up to 400,000 barrels of crude oil every day. Now, this 400,000 barrels amounts to about $40 million, which is about 300 billion naira being stolen from our national treasury on a daily basis. Can you beat that? So what is the origin of this problem? Because until you discover the source of a problem, you may not be able to create the solution. There are two factors to this problem. One is the need, and the second factor is the greed. Now, the need presupposes that people in this oil pipeline impacted areas, whether in the Niger Delta or in the northern part of the country, the youths are largely unemployed because of long-term neglect by relevant stakeholders in the oil and gas industry. So, out of the desire to survive, the need to survive, these youths take laws into their hands and break pipelines to be able to scoop oil for survival. Then the greed component refers to the ability or the desire, the inordinate desire of some elitist groups, to continue to amass wealth and accumulate wealth even when it does not belong to them. What has government been doing to avert or resolve all these problems? And do you think that government have been sincere in stopping this oil stealing, stopping the stealing of our national patrimony? Let's take a quick look at the history of securing the oil pipelines. Now, do you know each of the major oil companies operating in the areas where oil is being drilled have separate pipelines, and each use surveillance contractors to monitor and ensure access to those infrastructures, including the NNPC. These contracts are signed, just like the one that Tompulu has just signed with the government and other companies, and these contracts are reviewed annually. And this contract stipulates that the contractors must undertake daily or quarterly inspection of a set number of kilometers of pipelines. Even the Army, the Navy, the Civil Defense, including joint task forces, all have roles and responsibilities in monitoring and securing the oil pipelines. So why has the oil still continued to increase and turn into a lucrative venture? Now, recently, the country head of corporate relations of Shell Petroleum Development Company, Igoweli, said that underprivileged people could not afford the kind of equipment deployed by oil thieves in unabated oil theft and asset vandalism. He said that the equipment required to carry out oil theft are so expensive, poor people cannot afford to set up oil theft and illegal refining businesses. Only those with deep pockets can, and they are killing our economy, stealing our resources. Again, in 2019, the governor of Rivers State, Jason Wike, bravely told the country that top military men were involved and are sponsoring oil bunkering in Rivers State. About a month ago as well, one of the top oil bunkering syndicates was reportedly audaciously sneaking into the Nigerian territorial waters with a 3 million capacity super tanker named LV Heroic Idun to illegally lift crude oil as usual. Unfortunately, while the Navy dictated the vessel and kept track on its movement, we were later told that the bunkers outsmarted the Navy and fled the country. What a shame. Now, recently, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party was quoted to have also said that oil stealing is a function of internal and external connivance, meaning government apparatus mandated to secure the pipelines are involved in the oil stealing. Now, these reports and assertions by the Labour Party candidate, the governor of Rivers State, the corporate chief executive of Shell, aligns with our findings, which concludes that while the oil stealing kingpins indulge in organized oil theft via oil bunkering in collusion with elements of public security agencies and multinational oil companies. The petty vandals engage in the rudimentary breaking of oil pipelines to pilfer products for survival. Therefore, if Nigeria must get it right, we must demand that the government sets up an independent inquiry to investigate and recommend relevant punitive measures for those that will be found culpable. Otherwise, the recent show of oil bunkering side will remain a show of shame. Thank you as you join us in this agitation.